Guys, in this video, we're going to share with you one of the most unique camping experiences that we have ever had. But before that, let's roll the intro and I'll show you a quick montage of the things that we did in the area. In this review, I'm not going to hit on our typical 6 items that we do for all of our RV park reviews. This one's a little bit more unique, and I'm going to talk about some of the same things. However, I'm not going to go in that same order that we normally do. At this RV park, there are a few different site sizes. In the big rig section, you've got 50-foot and 70-foot spots, and then in the smaller section, you've got 20-foot and 38-foot spots. The site sizes are great. However, the placement of your hookups is not great. So I needed to actually go out and buy an extra water hose because I didn't have enough hose to reach the spigot. So I had a 25-foot hose and a 10-foot hose, and that usually covers me. But I ended up buying another 10-foot section of hose, so I ended up with 45 feet, and it reached at that point. I'd say you probably need about 40-foot of water hose if your hookups are in a similar location to ours toward the front of the fifth wheel.
We are at the Casino Queen RV Park. It's part of Casino Queen Hotel and Casino, obviously. But anyway, it's on the Illinois side, and we're just enjoying our stay here. Got a nice view of the art. They have a little playground, very little, like it's 2 swings and a slide, and that's it. But I mean, it's nice. You still got the sound from the highway, of course, and it is mostly just a parking lot, but it's not a bad campground. You know, it's close to the arch, and that's what's important. All the cities and city activities and that sort of thing. So that's what we were looking for, and that's what we got.
So it's definitely a dog-friendly park. I mean, I wouldn't say that it's overly dog-friendly. There's not like a dog run or anything like that, but there's plenty of green around for your dog to go to the bathroom, and I've seen a ton of people here with dogs so far, so I don't think dog friendliness is an issue at all. There are a couple dumpsters located near the green areas in the park, so it's nice and easy to throw your dog food bags away. Your dog food bags, ooh, gross, dog poo bags away. So like I said earlier, there are two sizes in the big rig section. You've got 70-foot spots and 50-foot spots. As you can see here, that Class A right there is in one of the 70-foot spots, and this C right here is in one of the 50s. We are actually parked in a 50-foot spot, and we don't really have a whole lot of issue getting in, but it is kind of tight. There's also an area where you can buy some snacks and drinks. Looks like there used to be a little bit more of a self-service cafeteria type situation, but I'm guessing because of COVID and or staffing issues that has changed. The nice thing is there are laundry facilities on site. It's like $3 a load. It's pretty small. There's like 2 washers, 2 dryers, but you could also buy your detergent and softener and stuff there. If you need to do laundry, you've got it on site. So the restrooms were about as clean as any RV park that you'd go into. They weren't great. They were very simple, kind of bare bones, but there were showers, so there's that. So while the campsites are a little bit smaller and they don't have their own individual picnic table or grill or anything like that, there's actually a common area here that has picnic tables, pavilions, and grills. Now, like, let's all be honest, how often do those picnic tables and grills get used at campsites? So I think this is probably something that a lot of campgrounds can take note from. It would save them some money, and it would give us some more space at our sites. It's definitely a bike-friendly area. I wouldn't say that there are bike trails necessarily, or sidewalks, or anything like that that you'd want to ride your bike on. But the roads are nice and wide, and if you really wanted to, you could ride around here no problem. But let's be honest, if you're at this campground, you're probably here to go into St. Louis and not ride your bike around the campground. But one more thing to be aware of, this is a city campground, so there's a lot of city noise going on. Trains, sirens. Last night we had gunshots in the not too far distance. So just be aware that you do hear a lot of that type of sound going on at all times. I mean, there's train tracks literally on the east end of the park and the north end of the park. So you're gonna hear a lot of trains. Something else to be aware of, you're actually very, very close to the Mississippi River, so humidity is definitely a thing in all of St. Louis, but especially this area. I mean, we're 300 yards from the river probably, so it's definitely a humid area. So let's talk about this place at night, because honestly, you're in St. Louis, you want to know if it's going to be safe. So as I'm sure you guys can tell, I'm out here walking around all alone in the dark, and I feel perfectly safe in this RV park. So no concerns at all with security, even at night. That white van right there is actually a security van going around, which is kind of cool. And of course, as soon as I say something like that, you can hear gunshots off in the distance. I know you can't see my face right now, but it's a little unnerving. There's an entire shootout going on right now. There's probably been 20 or 30 shots fired. So yeah, safe. Now, honestly guys, yes, you could hear the gunshots. They were way off in the distance. The RV park is super secluded. You're not even really close to the casino, and there are fences all around it. Not that people can't jump over fences and stuff, but I promise you, it sounded a lot worse than it actually was. Alright guys, so let's talk about booking at this RV park. So go to DraftKings at CasinoQueen.com, or just Google it, and you'll go to Stay Here, and then RV Park. Scroll down here, booking your stay, book now. It'll actually take you to camplife.com. That's where they book their sites through. All right, so this is the layout of the park. This is the back of the park. This is the front of the park. You enter here. This is where your bathhouse is. All right, so let's go ahead and go through the booking process. So your site type, they're all pull-throughs. So that's kind of cool, right? This is adults, this is kids, and obviously this is pets. Now, let's look at the price here. So right now we're at $0 because we haven't selected a site. So let's select this site right here. And just so everyone is aware, every single site is the same price. So 65 bucks, right? So now we've got, let's say, 1 adult. Hey, we're still 65 bucks. 2 adults, look at that, still 65. Once you click a 3rd adult, it raises you by 5 bucks. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Same thing with kids. The first 2 are free. You add a 3rd kid, and you pay an additional 5 bucks, and then it's like an additional 5 bucks per kid after that. So, not going to tell you what to do, but there was no one going around counting kids. And just a quick disclaimer, we did pay the extra 5 bucks for our extra kids. All right, the crazy thing about this is pets. So you can add 47 pets if you wanted to, and your price would not go up at all. Kids, I guess, make more of a mess than pets. Kind of crazy if you ask me. All right, so then you'll select your equipment type. We had a 5th wheel. Your length does depend on the site you choose. So this site right here is a 70-foot site. They also have 50-foot sites. Up here, I believe there's like 20 and 38-foot sites. So yeah, this one's 38 foot. And there's a 20-foot site. So you can see they have different site sizes for pretty much any rig out there. However, as you can see, slim pickings on the bigger rigs. The cost of your site does not change based on the length, the width of your rig, or which site you choose. They're all 65 bucks at the time of me making this video. All right, so one more thing just to hit on before we move on is if you want to see the arch from your site, try and get sites toward this end of the park or up here, because the arch is over here. This is the west side of the park, and that is where you're going to get the best view of the arch. However, one stipulation here is you're probably not going to get the site that you choose. So our story as far as the site choosing goes, we arrived on our scheduled date after we had booked our site online and whatnot, and someone was in our site. Not a big deal, right? I'll get it figured out. So I tried calling the number that they give you, and I was on hold for like 25 minutes, and I finally just gave up, and I said, I'm picking whatever site I want. So I went, found a site, and we sat in it. There were a bunch of empty sites. I talked to someone else there who did basically the exact same thing because their site was taken as well, and then mid-stay someone came up to us and they're like, you're in our site, and we're like, look, nobody's in the right site. It's kind of one of those things that as soon as one person does it wrong, there's just a chain reaction till the end of the earth. So just be aware of that. You're probably not going to get the site that you book online, but if you pick a site on the west end of the park when you get there, you're going to have the best view of the arch. So just be aware of that. Also, I did eventually get in contact with the front desk, which the front desk is in the casino. It's not at the park. The park is like unmanned. But I did eventually get in contact with the front desk and told them, like, look, here's the situation. This is the site I'm in. Is this fine? And they're like, yeah, no worries. So you can tell it happens all day, every day. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're ever in the St. Louis area, I definitely recommend staying at this RV park. Just know what you're getting into. If you want something that's close to the city, safe, and has a cool view, this is definitely the place to stay. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, click that little notification bell, leave a comment, let others know if you've been to another park in the area that maybe you like better, especially if you've got a big rig. There's not a lot of those spots out here. I'll see you guys next time.